I hope you're having an incredible day wherever you are in this world. We're diving into XRP, and once again, this is the 1 week chart. We're sitting right here at $2.80. We got the next leg up that I was talking about in yesterday's video. Here's where I called it, and here's where we are right now. But the real question everyone's asking is, are we going to continue upward? That's what's on everybody's mind right now, and it all comes down to what happens with Bitcoin next. Bitcoin is still holding above 91k, but people are skeptical. They think Bitcoin's getting pushed back down tomorrow, dragging the rest of the market with it. But I'm not so sure that's going to happen this time around, folks. We know all throughout this cycle that was the trend. Every single week you could count on them pushing Bitcoin down, wiping out all the longs and shorts week after week after week. Maybe this week is different. And then there's this. Oil futures are down. Oil futures opened up down, and that's extremely bullish for crypto. Nick, Crypto Crusader, broke this down, and you need to pay attention. He said, "If you hold risk-on assets, stop and read this now. What happened in Venezuela is extremely important to focus on right now. Many believe we're going to see a major drop in the cost per barrel of oil due to the reserves the US is taking over. We got clear confirmation from Trump that the US is willing to sell the oil and essentially take control of their reserves. This is massive for one significant reason, folks. Venezuela has 303 billion barrels of oil, representing nearly 17 to 20% of global reserves. That's $18 trillion worth of oil, or half of the entire US debt. Let that sink in for a second. If we see a major drop in the cost per barrel of oil, expect risk-on assets like crypto to go absolutely parabolic, for multiple reasons. I'm going to put this up on the screen so you can read it for yourself, but he's absolutely right. This is incredibly bullish for crypto going forward. And that's why I think there's a very strong chance Bitcoin continues upward, taking the rest of the market with it. The macro environment is shifting in our favor. The fundamentals are aligning. And XRP is sitting in the perfect position to capitalize. Andrew Tate even said, "This is the great lock-in of 2026. Take a listen.
If you don't feel the urgency, you're in trouble. It's the great lock-in of 2026. Listen to my words. Store this tweet. Asset prices are going to go through the roof. The dollar will continue to lose value. It's going to be harder and harder for you to own anything of significance. AI is going to take more and more jobs. There's going to be less and less opportunities. It is the great lock-in of 2026. If you don't make it this year, you ain't going to make it. That's how it feels to me, and I know more than you. You need to start waking up and saying, uh-oh, it is now or absolutely never. The great lock-in, the work must begin. You must be motivated and dedicated. You must believe in yourself. You have to try 100% this year because soon the gates to prosperity are going to close forever. They will close forever and your chance will be gone. Your entire bloodline will remain poor forever because of you. The great lock-in 2026, it's now or never.
He's absolutely right, folks. This is the moment. You either buy XRP now, or you regret it for the rest of your life. You have to be positioned now. People keep talking about this major run-up on XRP happening in 2026, but then right after that, they start talking about this 80 to 90% crash. I don't think that crash is coming. How do you get an 80 to 90% crash with the rise of tokenization, with regulations in place, with all the meme coins disappearing? They're gone now. 99% of crypto disappears like an overnight event. All that liquidity in those cryptocurrencies has to go somewhere, and they're not putting that money into Bitcoin. It's way too expensive. That's why institutions are now looking past Bitcoin. Retail is looking past Bitcoin. Why do you think the XRP ETFs are doing so damn good right now? because XRP has already been chosen for the future. We're not going to see a major run-up and then this 80 to 90% crash. So this is your chance right now to get cheap XRP. That's the way I look at it. You know, everybody's saying, we are so back. But in all actuality, nobody knows if this is the moment we've been waiting for. It all comes down to what happens with Bitcoin when the market opens today. If they push the price of Bitcoin down, guess what? Everything else is coming down with it. If they let Bitcoin continue upward, then we are so back. But right now, we just might be back. And even the Bitcoin maxis like Raoul Pal are calling for this major crash. He says, before you get excited about Bitcoin being at $91,400, remember that we're going back to 87K in the next few days. Nobody knows for sure if that's going to happen, but everybody's saying it because that's what's been happening week over week. Market manipulation. They're manipulating Bitcoin, which is controlling the rest of the market. That's what's been going on. But this week might be the week they just let Bitcoin go. Let's hope that happens. Dark Defender says 99.9% of analysts will admit that the indicators misled them. A bunch of maniacs like Dark were bullish. We believe the structure, not any indicator. The current correction structure is unique. Can't compare apples with oranges. We will experience a bull run. And I agree with that. You know, everybody right now is saying it's over, come back in 2028. But usually when everybody's fighting on a cryptocurrency, any cryptocurrency for that matter, and there's just so much negativity going on, that's usually when crypto turns around. And I think the Venezuela oil situation is going to play a big factor on where we go from here as well. XRP inverted chart says, when you flip the XRP chart upside down, something powerful shows up. Every time price breaks support, it actually marks the beginning of a massive expansion. This comes from EGRAG. And now he's put that $150 price point for XRP on this chart. Remember, $27 was always his conservative price. Now, people still believe we're going to go so much higher, and I agree with that. You bring in tokenization, possible scarcity, institutional adoption on top of a massive bull run that everybody's already expecting, you're going to see much higher prices. Everybody always counts XRP out as well. That's what I love about this cryptocurrency. When people doubt it, that's when XRP really shines. We've seen it in previous cycles. Remember 2021, after the Ripple versus SEC case started, and XRP was getting taken off all the exchanges? People were saying, there goes alt season for XRP. Don't expect any price appreciation at all. Yet, XRP went from 20 cents to $1.92. Even back in 2017-2018, when it was well under a penny, people said, expect maybe a quarter in this run. It went to $3 and change. What do you think is going to happen this time? The most conservative people are saying $15. Other people agree that $27 is more likely. But I think XRP is going to pull off a major shocker. And I think most people in crypto right now are not ready for it. When it happens, it's going to be astonishing. XRP has substantially outperformed Bitcoin and ETH over 3 and 5 year timeframes. If you bought XRP in January 2021, after the SEC lawsuit commenced, or in January 2023, before the Torres judgment was delivered partly in favor of Ripple later that year, you've done better than those who bought Bitcoin or Ethereum at the same time. Look at the gains on XRP versus both ETH and Bitcoin. And XRP is going to continue to outperform both of them because people are already looking past Bitcoin and Ethereum. People are fed up with the hopium and the belief system behind Bitcoin. And people are way past the gas fees on Ethereum. Finance experts are saying XRP is missing a blow-off top rally. And even on this chart, you see how they are calling for that major run-up, that blow-off top, and then all of a sudden, a major crash back down. People are expecting that because that's what we've seen in previous cycles. But in previous cycles for XRP, first of all, 2017-2018 was all hype-driven. There was nothing really going on for XRP at all. Everybody was hoping it got listed on Coinbase back then. That was the big news. 2021, we had the Ripple versus SEC case going on, and XRP was off all the exchanges. So of course a crash was going to happen. But now, look at where we are today. A lot of these Ripple rails are about to go live, with XRP running on those rails. Tokenization. Trillions upon trillions of dollars onboarding. Institutional money flowing into this space. ETF inflows happening every single day. And people still think we are going to have an 80 to 90% crash? I'm just not seeing it. It doesn't make sense, folks. Analysts are saying XRP is ready to ride to Valhalla. 2026 moonshot is already here. Like I said, a lot of people think this is the beginning of that parabolic run, and it just might be. I always like to give it a little bit of time to see how the market reacts over 24 or 48 hours. If we make it through the market open, I'm gonna tell you right now, buckle the hell up. We are going and we are on our way. But if they go ahead and push Bitcoin back down and push the rest of the market down with it, then it looks like we're gonna see more delay going forward. But I'm really excited when I look at this chart right here. I mean, how can you not look at this and see how bullish this is right now? Here's where we were just on the 31st of December, and everybody was saying it's over for XRP. Forget about XRP, sell your XRP, and so on. And look at what happened next. We see this so many times in crypto, folks. That's why I always tell you, on the red days, you do nothing, or you buy the dip. Because usually, red days are followed by this right here. Let's just hope it continues. And until it happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm gonna wrap up this video. I wanna thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.